Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akwakwa double honors and salutations to the elders and apostle group, Mr. and well, and the Akim doing the work of Yahbashim, Yahushai in sincerity, in truth, and diligence of mind. This is Brother Menashe DC Camp with another short lesson. Yeah, so as you can see on the screen, you have this little panel of people, focusing on the topic of geopolitics, specifically the U.S. and Venezuela, the whole issue going on. So it just lets you know, man, it's something serious going on. That the elites got their eyes on Venezuela. They want the wealth, they want the resources. Yeah, and they got to use that place, to stage operations too. Because the elites of these Edomites, they want their rulership to go from generation to generation. They're in their 80s, in their 90s, in their 70s, in their 60s, so they have to leave something behind, they gotta create a legacy for the ones coming behind them. But at the end of the day, man, it's all business, like they like to say, but on the spiritual level, it's just the conflict between Jacob and Esau, because Esau's never been satisfied with his lot. So that's why, he uses his blessing of the sword to go around the four corners of the earth, conquering, and that's the nature of an Edomite, the so-called white man, to conquer. And he doesn't know that it's a snare that the Lord Yahweh Shah has laid for him. And then he just walks into it, he's eating good, living lavishly, his stocks and everything else is, flourishing. And all of a sudden, there are protests in his kingdom, and then he wants to use his so-called enforcement branch, whether it's the military, whether it's the police, or whatever organization. It could be a political organization, it could be an education organization, to crack down these people, you know. So whatever these Edomites have in plan, it's just a trap that the Lord Yahweh Shah has set up for them. So the Most High is just letting them fall right into it. They don't even see that what they're running into is just a fool's errand. Because the Most High considers these elite Edomites as fools, and whosoever consents unto them will be found to be foolish. So that's just the point right now. So I get a quick precept. This is from the book of Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 73, and you just look at verse 13. Look here, give me one moment. 73 verse 18. Yeah, 73 verse 18. And it says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction. You're right. And that's the wisdom of the Lord by Shema Shai. It builds up these Edomites to be wealthy and prosperous. And then, in the twinkling of an eye, they're all a bunch of bombs and broke and captives, to the nation of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, in the future, so it's going to be so hilarious, man. And the Most High could let the Edomites, the nation of Edom, build their empire up, to the heavens, and then it comes tumbling down. Who could do that? It's just the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai that could allow such a thing happen. Just like the Tower of Babel, the Most High turned their enterprise to dust, he confounded them All right, then verse 19 says, how are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. So it's going to be beautiful, when they see the power of the Lord there by Shema Shai. They'll be shaking in their boots. They'll be shaking in their bunkers, be screaming and yelling just like the scripture says, fall on us to hide us from the face of the terrible one. So that's how beautiful it's going to be, because the earth is in a jacked up state, and these Edomites, man, they don't care. They just keep destroying and destroying and destroying, because they're not people with an affinity, you know, for the blessings that the Lord has put upon the face of the earth. That everything is polluted, you know, everything is messed up. I just saw a video about South Korea. They have a generational problem. The population is just, going down the pipeline, going down the sewers, all right? So it just lets you know, man, if Israel's rulership continues, nation after nation, we've been having a hard time, surviving upon the face of the earth. All right. And then you look at the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, and verse 11. And it says, a rich man's wealth is a strong city, and as an high wall in his own conceit. All right. And look up the word for conceit in the blue letter. So it says, Mashakayat. Mashakayat. All right. Mashakayat. And then it says, showpiece, imagination, image, idol, showpiece, cat figure, imagination, conceit. All right. And then you look further. Uh, just, just tells you, that it's elites, man. They have nothing. They have nothing positive to offer the earth. They can't fix the problems. They've created everything is messed up. So that's why they're banking so hard on New World Order. Their whole agenda is to get rid of the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelites spread out throughout the four corners of the earth, the confusion of faces. So it just lets you know, man, these Edomites, man, they don't have the interests of the people at heart, just say on a righteous level, they do not have that. Even on the worldly level, they do not have that. Everything they touch gets corrupted. You know, the Messiah calls them the border of wickedness. All right, so their doctrine is not beneficial. That's why their rulership is going down. You know, and they see it. Even their own people don't want no parts of it, but they are forced to go along. All right, and then you look at the book of Sirach, chapter 11. Sirach chapter 11, um, verse 21. And it says, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord. Alright, the Lord Yabashima Shaba Shima Kwakadash, and abide in thy labor. So this message is for the elect. Shouldn't be easily distracted by the works of the folks in the world, that prosper in deeds of darkness. Alright. And the Lord Yabashima Shai says, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. It's easy. It's not all the jewelry, all the gold and resources on the earth. They're nothing, you know, in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shai. They're less than peanuts, right, to him. So just imagine, all what you're gonna have in the kingdom is gonna be astronomical, compared to what the elites of this world have right now. All right, and that's why they envy the men of the Lord, they envy the Israelites, even in their poor estates. All right, and that's what one thing they choose not to disclose. All right, and then in verse 22 it says, "The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly He maketh His blessing flourish." All right. So our main blessing, it's not really gold and silver. It's really the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, the gifts of the Holy Spirit. All right, and that's one thing that these Edomites cannot attain. They could have the physical riches, but they cannot have the spiritual riches, which is the most important thing. All right, and then got another precept here. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 3, and it says, "Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money?" All right, so these Edomites, man, their rulership is, riddled with niggardry, you know, niggardry, it's just messed up, man. Riches so much that the whole world is still in a bad shape. Like, what the hell? What's going on, man? It's terrible. And that's one thing the Lord is showing His elect, that you can't really be like these people. You can't be rich in the kingdom with these people. You have so much madness, destruction upon destruction. That's not the way to live. So the whole nation of Israel gotta be delivered out of this captivity. That's the beautiful thing that we're looking forward to. You know, so you can't expect these Edomites, man, to have your interest at heart. When they're showering you with gifts and scholarships and financials and all that stuff. You could use it, but that's not your main focus. Your main focus is in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, because all these riches shall come to naught. All right, it's just dust. Because when all these nuclear missiles start going off, all the wealth, above ground real estate, buildings, infrastructure, all that stuff is going down. It's burning up, turning into dust. All right, that's why we need to strive for the spiritual gifts, of the scriptures, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and then one last precept. I could look in the book of Job, Job chapter 27, verse 19, and it says, "The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not." All right, so that's a nightmare that's coming to these elites, man, and they know it. They've got the footage, they've got all the records of the angels of the Lord appearing in the sky, in the heavens with the chariots, and they understand that their rulership is coming to an end. That's why they put so much funding into their research programs, for the space program, and create all types of weapons, to try to keep their authority, intact. But hey, all authority on the face of the earth is given by the Lord by Shema Shai, and he set a timetable, you know, for when it's gonna begin and when it's gonna end. All right, so the authority of all these carnal-minded nations is coming to an end. Then it's gonna be a spiritual authority that's gonna be coming in, and that's gonna be the last and final one, which is what we're seeing out there on the highways and byways. The men of the Lord bringing out the scriptures. This is music, to the ears of the elect. This is positive. This is perfect. All right. So I just keep it right there. So I say Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakwakodash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostle group, Mr. Well. Just understand, man. Making it to the top in Babylon is not a big deal in the face of the Lord Yahweh Shai. You don't want to get comfortable in a society that's crumbling. All right, Shalom.